The year is 1118. The First Crusade, a tumultuous clash of faith and ambition, has ended. In its wake, a new kingdom stands on the edge of a knife, the Kingdom of Jerusalem. This fragile realm, carved out of the unforgiving deserts of the Holy Land, faces constant threats from powerful enemies. At its helm stands Baldwin II, a man thrust into a maelstrom of conflict and intrigue. His cousin, the legendary Baldwin I, has left him a powerful legacy, but also a perilous inheritance. Baldwin II, known for his piety and courage, faces a daunting task. He must secure the borders of his fledgling kingdom against the Seljuk Turks, a formidable force that threatens to engulf the Crusader States. From the north, the Seljuks launch relentless raids, testing the defenses of Edessa, Antioch, and Tripoli. Baldwin, a shrewd strategist, understands that the survival of Jerusalem depends on maintaining these strategically vital cities. His reign will be a constant struggle for survival, a desperate gamble to preserve the Crusader presence in the Holy Land. The Siege of Harim in 1164 was a brutal test of Baldwin's leadership. Nur ad-Din Zengi, the formidable ruler of Aleppo and Mosul, laid siege to the city, a vital Crusader stronghold north of Antioch. Zengi, a brilliant tactician and a devout Muslim, was determined to drive the Franks, as the Crusaders were known, from the Holy Land. Harim, with its strategic location, was a tempting prize. Baldwin, despite being outnumbered, rushed to relieve the besieged city. He knew that the fall of Harim would be a devastating blow to the Crusader States, emboldening Zengi and demoralizing his own forces. The ensuing battle was a bloody affair, a chaotic clash of swords, arrows, and siege engines. The Crusaders, inspired by Baldwin's bravery, fought with the courage of desperation, but they were ultimately overwhelmed. Baldwin himself was captured, a devastating blow to the already reeling kingdom. Baldwin's capture sent shockwaves through the Crusader States. His enemies rejoiced, sensing an opportunity to exploit the chaos. Yet, Baldwin was not a man easily broken. Even in captivity, he remained a figure of defiance, a symbol of Crusader resilience. He used his influence to negotiate with Zengi, buying precious time for his kingdom to regroup. After months of tense negotiations, Baldwin was ransomed. His release, however, came at a steep price: the surrender of several strategically important towns. It was a bitter pill to swallow, but Baldwin understood that these concessions were necessary to ensure the survival of Jerusalem. His return was greeted with relief and jubilation. He had stared death in the face and emerged, not unscathed, but unbroken. His ordeal had tempered his resolve, solidifying his image as a true Crusader king, a man willing to endure any hardship for the sake of his faith and his kingdom. The Battle of Azaz in 1125 marked a turning point in Baldwin's reign. Zengi, emboldened by his recent victories, marched on Aleppo, seeking to add this wealthy city to his growing empire. The fall of Aleppo would have been a disaster for the Crusader States, effectively surrounding Antioch and threatening the very existence of the Kingdom of Jerusalem. Baldwin, recognizing the gravity of the situation, rallied his forces and formed an alliance with the Artukids, a powerful Turkish dynasty. The Crusader and Artukid armies, led by Baldwin and Ilghazi, the Artukid ruler of Mardin, met Zengi's forces near the town of Azaz. The battle was a hard-fought affair, a chaotic melee of cavalry charges and desperate infantry clashes. Baldwin, a skilled warrior and a shrewd tactician, led from the front, inspiring his men with his courage. The Crusader heavy cavalry, clad in chainmail and wielding lances and swords, proved to be a decisive factor in the battle. They broke through Zengi's lines, causing panic and disarray in the Seljuk ranks. The tide of the battle turned, and Zengi's army was routed. Section 5. The Second Crusade's Fall. Disaster at Damascus. The Second Crusade, launched in response to Zengi's capture of Edessa in 1144, arrived in the Holy Land brimming with hope and ambition. Led by King Louis VII of France and Conrad III of Germany, the Crusader army dwarfed anything Baldwin could muster. It seemed that the tide had turned, that the Crusader States would finally have the manpower to push back against Zengi's successor, Nur ad-Din. However, the Second Crusade, despite its initial promise, ended in disaster. Instead of focusing on retaking Edessa, the Crusader leadership, influenced by the Byzantine Emperor Manuel I Komnenos, decided to attack Damascus, a powerful Muslim city and a nominal ally of the Crusader States. The siege of Damascus was poorly planned and executed. Internal divisions within the Crusader ranks, coupled with fierce resistance from the city's defenders, led to a humiliating defeat. The Second Crusade, meant to be a triumph, became a symbol of Crusader hubris and strategic blundering. Section 6. A legacy forged in blood and faith, Baldwin's enduring impact. Baldwin II, the second ruler of the Kingdom of Jerusalem, left an indelible mark on the history of the Crusades. His reign, spanning over 2 decades, was a tumultuous period of conflict, intrigue, and fragile alliances. He faced constant threats from powerful enemies, both within and beyond the borders of his kingdom. Yet through it all, he remained a steadfast defender of the Crusader States, a beacon of hope in a land riven by religious and political strife. Baldwin's legacy is a complex one. He was a skilled warrior, a shrewd diplomat, and a devout Christian. He understood the importance of maintaining strong alliances, even with those of different faiths. He was instrumental in forging ties with the Armenians and the Byzantines, recognizing that the survival of the Crusader states depended on a united front against their common enemies. He was also a pragmatist, willing to make difficult decisions, even if it meant surrendering territory or making concessions to his enemies. Section 7. The Crusader States, after Baldwin, a legacy tarnished. Baldwin's successors inherited a kingdom constantly teetering on the brink of collapse. Internal divisions, external threats, and the ever-present danger of betrayal plagued the Crusader states. The fall of Jerusalem to Saladin in 1187 marked a turning point in the history of the Crusades, shattering the illusion of Crusader invincibility. The loss of Jerusalem sparked the Third Crusade, led by such legendary figures as Richard the Lionheart and Philip II of France. While the Third Crusade succeeded in recapturing some territory, it failed to retake Jerusalem. The Crusader states, once a symbol of Christian dominance in the Holy Land, were now confined to a narrow coastal strip, clinging precariously to existence. Section 8. Conclusion. Baldwin's enduring legacy. Baldwin II's reign, though often overshadowed by the more dramatic reigns of his predecessor and successors, was a pivotal period in the history of the Crusades. He faced challenges that would have broken lesser men, yet he persevered, holding together a kingdom constantly threatened by enemies from within and without. His reign serves as a reminder of the complexities of the Crusader period, a time of great faith, ambition, brutality, and ultimately, tragedy. Baldwin's legacy is a testament to the enduring power of faith, the allure of conquest, and the human cost of religious conflict. His story, though set in a distant past, still resonates today, reminding us of the importance of understanding the past, even in its darkest chapters, in order to navigate the complexities of the present.